Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is honestly a bit mind-blowing. We're exploring an incredible new AI workflow that takes one single text prompt and transforms it into a fully animated story. Seriously, if you've ever felt completely overwhelmed by the sheer complexity of producing animated content, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down a unified system called Magic Light and see how it's fundamentally shifting the paradigm of digital storytelling.
So, what if one text prompt could create a full animation? It's a massive question, right? But today's explainer explores a tool that pretty much removes the technical barriers of animation entirely. Think about the traditional animation pipeline for a second. It requires storyboarding, character design, rigging, keyframing, voice acting, sound mixing, the whole shebang. It usually takes a team of specialists weeks or even months to produce a high-quality short. But what if all of that could be replaced by a single descriptive paragraph? What if your only real limitation was your imagination, instead of your technical skills or your budget? And look, we're not just talking about generating a random 5-second looping GIF here. We're talking about up to 30 minutes of cohesive, narrative-driven animation. To put that into perspective, that is enough time to develop real characters, build distinct worlds, and tell a complete story with a beginning, middle, and end. And it's all generated from the ground up by artificial intelligence.
We're going to walk you through this exact four-stage pipeline today. Number 1, the all-in-one AI platform. Number 2, step 1, smart scripting. 3, characters and storyboards. And finally, number 4, animation and final edits. All right, let's jump into section 1. The all-in-one AI platform, consolidating the workflow. It's time to address the massive headache that content creators are facing right now. If you've been messing around with AI content lately, you know the drill. Juggling ChatGPT, Midjourney, Runway, and 11 Labs separately, it gets painfully familiar, doesn't it? Instead of bouncing between a dozen different subscriptions and clunky interfaces, Magic Light actually consolidates the entire animation pipeline automatically into one seamless dashboard. Normally, you'd be writing a script in one app, generating images in another, trying to animate those stills somewhere else, and then scrambling for voiceover software just to stitch it all together. It's exhausting. But here, everything is automated inside a single, user-friendly space that still manages to keep a highly professional production vibe. Now, here is what's truly empowering. You can access watermark-free downloads and full commercial use rights right there on the free plan, meaning you can immediately start building and monetizing unique content without paying a dime up front. In the AI world, we're so used to our exports being held hostage by giant, distracting watermarks or being hit with crazy restrictive licensing terms unless we upgrade. Magic Light completely breaks that mold. This is an absolute game changer for independent creators who just want to test a concept or build a channel right out of the gate.
Okay, section 2, step 1, smart scripting, laying the foundation. Let's actually hop into the software interface and see how this builds our base.
Here are the 4 pipeline stages we must go through in order. Step 1, script. Step 2, character. Step 3, storyboard. And step 4, edit. You have to move chronologically, which makes total sense, because each step basically serves as the essential blueprint for the masterpiece you're building. Doing the absolute heavy lifting behind the scenes here is DeepSeek R1. This is a highly powerful AI model that analyzes simple text inputs and automatically generates professional-level scripts. When you start, you can type in your own detailed summary or just rely on the smart script option, where the AI takes your basic idea and fleshes it out entirely. You get to specify the exact look and feel. So, do you want it realistic, cartoonish, maybe a classic Disney style? You pick your language and set your desired duration from 1 to 30 minutes. In just a couple of minutes, boom, the AI hands you a polished script with scene counts and estimated shots. And if you don't love it, you just regenerate it for free until it's perfect. To really show you what the software can do, we're going to use a very concrete example. Max and Lily read Adventures Around the World on their sunny porch. Because honestly, who doesn't love a cozy reading session that turns into a massive global adventure? By feeding the AI detailed descriptions of Max and Lily's personalities and appearances right at the very beginning, we guarantee that the rest of the generation stages have a rich, accurate context to pull from. Moving on to section 3, characters and storyboards. Visualizing the adventure. With our script polished, the next crucial step is seamlessly turning those written words into a visual storyboard. As we step into the character design tools, you'll see you have total control. The AI actually reads your script and auto-casts the characters automatically. For instance, in our story, it identified Max, Lily, and even a random farmer as a side character. You can access their diverse pre-made library or create custom characters by setting their age and gender. But the absolute standout feature?
You can upload personal face and outfit references. You can literally cast yourself in the animation. And again, you get unlimited free regenerations to tweak those prompts until your cast looks exactly the way you pictured them.
Now, while the storyboard generation is automated, you retain granular, manual control over every single frame through storyboard customization. In the professional editing panel, you can delete unnecessary scenes, split a long scene in two for more dynamic pacing, or merge two scenes together. You can click on any image to swap a character, physically reposition them in the frame, or just completely edit the AI generation prompts to change the layout. It is exactly like being the director on a set where everything is instantly adjustable.
Let's test the audio features with a classic line. Life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Well, with this platform, you actually do know, because it allows you to fine-tune voiceover speed and pacing to a T. Once your images are locked in, you can adjust the overall pace of the narration so it never feels rushed. Even better, you can assign completely separate, distinct voiceovers to each individual scene or character. This is what gives your dialogue that natural rhythm and varied performance you'd expect from a high-end production. Which brings us to our final stage, Section 4, Animation and Final Edits, bringing it to life. Up to this point, we've essentially been looking at a really impressive slideshow, but now it's time for motion.
Behind a single Animate button, Magic Light is aggregating some serious powerhouse models to create dynamic motion. As you can see, we use DeepSeek R1 for our text and script generation, but for the video generation itself, you get to tap into industry-leading models. You aren't stuck with one proprietary system. You're leveraging best-in-class tools like Animate Pro, Hulu, and Runway, all seamlessly integrated behind the scenes. If a generated motion isn't quite right, you just rewrite the prompt for that specific clip and try again. Let's look at what those video models actually produced for our 30-minute timeline. At the 1-minute mark, Max and Lily are on a golden beach with dolphins leaping in the background. Fast forward to 10 minutes, they are deep in a lush green jungle filled with colorful birds. By 20 minutes, they're riding camels over desert dunes, and by the 30-minute mark, they reach a beautiful, breezy mountain meadow. It brilliantly showcases that the AI isn't limited by environment. It perfectly renders everything from oceans to jungles while keeping the character continuity completely consistent throughout the entire half hour. In this last editing stage, which, by the way, is completely free to experiment with, you get to add that final polish. Quick pro tip for you: keeping your text prompts shorter results in much smoother physical animations and prevents awkward visual glitches. Once you're happy with the motion, you select a cover image, add a title, maybe enable subtitles for accessibility, and choose some background music to tie the emotion together. From there, you just download your high-quality video or publish it directly. Think about it. We have gone from a fragmented, expensive, incredibly technical process to a unified system where a simple idea about two kids reading a book becomes a 30-minute cinematic adventure. The barriers to entry have literally been demolished. The tools are here, they are incredibly powerful, and they're just waiting for your ideas. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I'm going to leave you with this final thought. If a single prompt can automate an entire 30-minute animated world today, what story will you bring to life tomorrow?